Georgia Southern Athletics here with head women's soccer coach Lindsey Vanderspiegel. Today is National Signing Day and you have signed 5 players to the class of 2013. Before we go in depth about each player, can you talk about how this class will fit in with what Georgia Southern soccer is all about?
Yeah, we're very excited about this class. Obviously, we've been waiting for some of them to sign for a year and a half. They've been verbally committed to us, others more recent. We feel like they're going to fit in very well with our current program. You know, every year you try to out recruit and get even better and better players in your program, and we feel like these five will fit right in, and we'll push the level even further, and we'll compete for time right away.
Coach, some of these players have played together at the club and ODP levels. Can you talk about how that will help the team entering the 2013 season?
Yeah, when these kids play together, that just contributes to team chemistry right away. Taylor Burns, for example, she played with Jesse Eberhardt in her high school days. Some of these incoming signees, they played with each other. Talia Ramirez and Taylor Burns played Georgia ODP as well as regional ODP together. So they're very familiar with one another. The team camaraderie and the chemistry should pick right up.
Your first signee is Taylor Burns. She's a forward from Suwanee, Georgia. She scored 55 career goals entering her senior season this spring. Can you talk about what makes her a good fit for Georgia Southern soccer?
Sure. Speaking of her, as our first signee, she was actually our last signee. She was a more recent addition. Taylor's a very, very good player, super capable on the ball, plays very well with her back to goal. Very technical, very smart player in the attacking third. We look for Taylor to come in right away and be an asset for us, either on the flank or somewhere in the midfield. Taylor
was part of North Gwinnett's 2010 state championship team. As a coach, does that make a player more attractive when they have a championship pedigree?
Yeah, absolutely. We look for kids that have played at a high level, and whether it's high school high level or with their club team at a high level, or as you'll see with Talia Ramirez playing with the Puerto Rican national team, we like kids that have played at a high level because then when they come in here, the speed of play and the level, they're more acclimated to it right away.
The next player is Margaret Corey. She's a defender out of Suwanee, Georgia. Coach last season graduated an all-SoCon defender in Zoe Van Gorder. Will Margaret's skills on the back line help replace Van Gorder's play on the back?
Well, Margaret's a very different player than Zoe is. Margaret is small in stature, but she's very, very feisty, good distribution out of the back. She's a smart soccer player, but she's not similar to Zoe in that Zoe was 5'9" and Margaret is closer to 5'4". Both very, very good players. We look for Margaret to come in and compete for time along that back line, probably in an outside back role as opposed to a center back role in which Zoe played.
Coach, defenders traditionally don't have the stats that the offensive players have, but what are the benchmarks that you see when you're looking at a defender in high school?
Well, with someone like Margaret, we look at the fact that she's very smart with her distribution. She rarely gets beat 1v1. She's good in the air, especially for her size. And we just like her all around as a soccer player. So you're correct. The benchmarks aren't there as far as goals or assists, but we watch these players and evaluate them numerous times and make sure that they can compete at the highest level.
Your next signee is Melinda Lucas. She comes to Eagles from Cape Coral, Florida, with 103 career goals. She obviously has a good nose for goal. What do you think she brings to the table at Georgia Southern?
Yeah, Melinda's a fun one. She's got excessive speed. She plays on the flank usually. She's pretty versatile, so we should be able to look at her at a couple different positions, potentially at the college level. Clearly a knack for goal and for assists, and hopefully that translates to the college game. I think she's done a very good job this past year of further developing her technical game as well and making smart decisions on the ball, and we're excited about Melinda this coming year.
So far we've talked a lot about the playing side of soccer, but a lot of the student athletes you're bringing in are graduating with honors. How important is the classroom aspect for young soccer players?
Extremely important. We tell kids when they come in this office that we're looking for 3 components: good soccer player, good people, and good students, and we feel like we fulfilled 3 for 3 for all 5 of these kids. Melinda, for example, is a NSCAA Scholar All-American, so certainly high criteria there.
Your next signee is Talia Ramirez. She's a midfielder from Warner Robins, Georgia, just up the road. Can you talk about her attributes as a player and how she will fit into the team?
Italia's fun to watch. She's very smooth on the ball, very, very comfortable, wants the ball at her feet, constantly demands the ball at her feet, has great vision in midfield, almost plays like a quarterback would in football. And we expect Italia to come in and either play an attacking center mid role or a target forward role where her back's to goal and she can get it and give it and spin off and look to get in behind.
Coach, you mentioned earlier that Talia is a member of the Puerto Rico U20 national team. How important is her international experience when coming onto a college team?
I think it's great for her. It's certainly not why we recruited her. Actually, she was verbally committed before that experience took place. But it's great that these kids get that experience early on. And again, going back to them playing at a high level before they reach college is just all the better for their development.
Our last signing is Jennifer Whittick. She's a forward from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. As a senior, she scored 30 goals at her high school. How do you feel her style of play will help her when she's transitioning to the college ranks?
I would expect Jen to translate right away. I think that she's a college player all around, from her size to her strength to her speed to her technical ability. I'm a big fan of Jen Whittick, and we hope that she comes in here and the success she's had at the high school and club level will translate right away.
Coach, with Jennifer coming from Pennsylvania, can you talk about how the coaching staff has expanded recruiting not only outside of Georgia, but nationwide?
Yeah, we like our recruiting to be nationally based. We certainly like to get kids from inside the state of Georgia because there's such good soccer, especially in and around the Atlanta area. But with someone like Jen, we liked what we saw. She was from Pennsylvania, got her down for a visit, and she fell in love with the campus, and we moved from there. So we want to make sure that our recruiting landscape is nationwide, and then we just make sure we pay attention to the hot spot here in Georgia.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time, and we'll get ready for the 2013 season and your defense of your Southern Conference Championship.
Great, thank you.